All right, it's Friday. That means it's time for a What the Friday edition of Confessions of a Nashville Songwriter. First, thank you to my team at Demolition Music Publishing and all my friends at Curb Music. Over the years, you guys have been good to me, and I appreciate the opportunity to write for you. I wanted to talk today about the path of a song. I always get questions about songs and how they get recorded or cut by major artists or independent artists or all of that. I'm going to try and answer as many of them as I can. What I thought I'd talk about is things that are impossible. And the path of a song and how they are sometimes impossible and improbable and what the Friday? What? How'd that happen? I've always been a huge Ernest Hemingway fan. I read Old Man and the Sea just about every summer, and I just love everything about him, the way he writes, his use of language. So I was at the Key West Songwriters Festival a few years back. Went to the Hemingway house for the tour. Spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Came out. There was an older gentleman sitting on the curb, and I talked to him. And in our conversation, he gave me an idea for a song, which I jumped on my moped and hauled ass back to my room and wrote about a verse and a chorus of the song. The song is called Hemingways Whiskey. Didn't finish it and got back to Nashville. Was writing with a buddy of mine, Ray Stevenson, who's ridiculously talented songwriter, musician, artist. You ought to see his paint. Look him up if you haven't, if you don't know him. His painting. So I played what I had for Ray, and he went, stop right there, stop. I said, what, man? I'm thinking he hates it, we're gonna move on. He went, man, we're gonna write that with Guy Clark. I said, we are? Because Guy Clark is an American legend, and if you don't know him, I would encourage you to check out his work too. So it's an opportunity of a lifetime for me, because Guy Clark, I've always been a fan. I'm going to sit in a room with Guy Clark, so set up a co-write, go to Guy's house, start writing, and Ray and I think it's about a girl, and Guy says it's not about a girl, and I said it's about a girl, right? It's his muse. She's Hemingway. He goes, no, it ain't about a girl. And we go back and forth and back and forth. Well, it's about a girl. Well, no, it's not about a girl. So we wrote that day and finished the song and got back on it one more time and did some editing and wrapped it up. Guy wrote the bridge by himself. He wanted to do that by himself. And when Guy says, I want to write the bridge by himself, you say, okay, Guy, great idea. So we finished, and I guess a month later, Guy lets us know that he's going to put it on his album, which blew my mind, because a Guy Clark cut, I mean, that's a career thing for me. It's not a song that's going to be on the radio. It's kind of artsy, so we figured that's great. It's amazing. We're just thankful, very thankful. Guy puts it on his album, and I'm giddy about it. Then it starts to get impossible. I guess 2 months later, I get a call from my publisher. Hey man, Kenny Chesney was riding around listening to Guy Clark's album and heard Hemingway's Whiskey, and apparently he's a big fan, and his grandfather was a big fan, and he's going to record that song. I'm like, what the? Yes! That's a big deal. It's hard. It's impossible to get a Guy Clark cut. And then Kenny Chesney recorded the same song. Another month and a half, 2 months go by, I get another call from my publisher. Hey man, guess what? What? Hemingway's Whiskey is going to be the title cut of the next Chesney album. I'm like, what? It's impossible! You can't do that! It just doesn't happen. So that all worked out, and it ended up being the title on the Hemingway's Whiskey album. Thank you, Kenny. We appreciate that more than you will ever know. Well, a year goes by, a year and a half goes by. I'm thinking, what a great thing to happen. It was impossible. Guy Clark, Kenny Chesney. My publisher calls me, goes, hey man, what are you doing? I'm about to start writing a song here. He goes, well, Hemingways Whiskey? I said, yeah. Chris Christopherson's going to record it. I said, what the Friday? That's impossible. Kenny Chesney, Guy Clark, Chris Christopherson recorded the same song that you're a part of. I'm saying that to myself going, that's impossible. Impossible. Then it's sort of sunk in that, wait a minute, that's a lie. Nothing's impossible. Nothing. So Christopherson ended up recording it, and it went on a Guy Clark tribute album. So Guy Clark, Kenny Chesney, Chris Christopherson, three of my heroes, three guys you never would imagine really that would record a song you're a part of, recorded the same song. That's a big yeehaw. So always remember, nothing's impossible unless you tell yourself it is. Things don't go your way sometimes. You get the ups and downs and the roller coaster, but I look back on that and think, there is no impossible. And that's how I start every day and every write, knowing that no matter what happens in that write, lightning could strike and you could accomplish the impossible. And I hope y'all do that. And I hope I do that again. Thank you, Guy, R.I.P. Thank you, Ray Stevenson. Thank you, Kenny Chesney. And thank you, Chris freaking Christopherson. Wow. All right. See y'all next time.